Hello guys, it's Gina back with another episode of Breakfast with Billionaires. Today's billionaire is Warren Buffett. His book is called Tap Dancing to Work. And this guy has been spewing out gems of knowledge for like 5 decades. I mean, of course, why would you want to listen to Warren Buffett? He's the second richest man on the whole damn planet. And he's got books. He's got tons of information. He's got letters to shareholders. He does presentations to college kids all the time. They're all on YouTube. This is someone that loves to share knowledge. So he's the perfect candidate for the Breakfast with Billionaires. According to Forbes magazine this year, he has $67 billion net worth. So yeah, I'm all ears. And then also he's got a Berkshire Hathaway is the company that he started. He's the CEO. Every year he has a shareholder meeting, and it's held in May once a year, where all the different companies that he invests in come to do a display, and all the shareholders come to hang out. And he also does a letter once a year to shareholders, which if you ever wanted to go online, you can read them all for free, or you can buy the whole set on Amazon. But interestingly enough, back in 1965, the first share sold for like around $19 a share. Today, if you wanted to go and buy one share, which would get your ticket to go to this convention, it's $217,000 as of today. So yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. Now, he actually read a book. This is the book that he read at 19 years old. Now, this guy's a voracious reader. At 10 years old, he'd already read every book in the library that he had access to, some of them twice, about investing. Like, he had read every single book. But this is the one, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. This is the one at 19 years old that he read that changed his whole life, which talked about value investing. So that's his claim to fame. He's very low-tech kind of guy. And he's notoriously low-tech. That's his thing. So I wanted to consolidate. It was really difficult to do. Consolidate the top 10 tips from Warren Buffett. Let's go over to the board, and I will share them with you. Let's check it out. The biggest takeaway that I got that you can apply to your life today is that Warren Buffett reads 80% of his day. He spends 80% of his day reading. So he works 10-hour days. That's about 8 hours. And what does he read, you may ask? It's not Twilight series or 50 Shades of Grey. He reads papers in the morning. Then when he gets to work, he doesn't check email and have a computer and things. He's reading primary sources of data from these companies, their earnings statements. And when he gets home, he will peruse business books and business journals. Now, the reason why he likes to get the main sources of information from primary sources is because he wants to make his own opinions about companies. And also, why does he spend so much time reading every day? Well, he believes that just like compounding interest, that you can compound knowledge. So he and his business partner, Charlie Munger, are considered walking books with legs. These two dudes read some serious information. And they want to make sure that they're ready to pounce. If they come across a good deal, that they know everything about that company that there is to know, and they are ready to strike when the iron is hot. So you can incorporate this. I don't know how much you're reading currently, but if it's crap like Facebook or watching TV or video games, you need to shut that down, and you need to start reading whatever you're reading, double it, triple it. Get up an extra hour early, stay up an extra hour late at night, and try to cram in that information, whether it be lunch breaks or whatever. That's definitely, this is the biggest trend I've seen with the billionaires so far. Even Oprah. Oprah has the biggest book club in the world, with 70 books, which sold 55 million copies. And Warren's got a list of books that he recommends people read. So definitely check that out. 2, he asked college graduates especially to think, who is your hero? Who do you want to be like when you grow up? Because that's who you're going to gravitate towards, and that's the people that you need to see if you can work under. To try to find out, because that's who you're eventually going to become if you really think like them or want to be like them. 3rd, he says that you need to discover your passion, because with passion comes energy, and without energy, there's no point. Like, you have to figure out your passion. He says the best way to do that is to think to yourself and question yourself, where would you work if you were independently wealthy? If you can figure that out, you need to gravitate towards that. Fourth, his big claim to fame, I think I mentioned already, is value investing. Now, this is a very simple concept, and he's notorious for thinking simply. And he says, whether you're talking about socks or stocks, the concept is to buy quality at a steep discount. He is such a simple guy. If you go on YouTube and watch this video where he is buying the Nebraska Furniture Mart from a little old lady named Rose Blumpkin. If you can watch that video, you will know the heart and soul of this guy. He wants the basic stuff. He wants pure profit businesses. So check that out. Fifth, he says make the downturn your friend. And now I have on my laptop, on my iPad, a famous quote that's on my desktop. It's from Warren Buffett, and it says, be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. Because he attributes what he's been able to accomplish because he doesn't have emotion when it comes to buying things. He doesn't watch his friends and see what they're into and if they're making a buck. He's looking for those downturns. When everyone's panicking, that's when he starts buying stuff, okay? So that's a key. That is absolutely key. Most people do the exact opposite. When the market gets hot, that's when they start wanting to get in, and that's the absolute worst thing that you can do. On that same note, number 6 is when it's raining gold, most people hold out a thimble, but he wants to hold out a bucket. So what does this mean? Well, most people have a spray and pray type of attitude where they kind of throw it up like it's trying to win the lottery, where it's just, I'm not sure what's going to do well. Well, he's very strategic, and he wants to go all in on something so he can reap all the rewards when that bounces back. So definitely think about that. Instead of dabbling in things, you want to find your circle of competence. He talks about this over and over. Do not go outside of your circle of competence. Stick to what you know. 7th, his favorite holding time is forever. So a lot of people, like, I'm just trying to think here, for instance, but like in the real estate market, the market was heating up. There were all these people doing flips, right? They weren't thinking about holding forever. They thought they were speculators. They wanted to make a quick buck. Warren is exact opposite. He wants to hold something like it's a marriage. Now, he also tells you, though, if something is not working, that you need to go ahead and abandon ship. That a lot of people spend time trying to fix or repair something when it'd be better just to go ahead and cut loose and move on. So a lot of times people try to hold on to something that's not working, and you need to realize when it's not working and move on. Okay, along the same notes, and this is good for anybody as far as cash reserves, what they can do for you is that they make sure that you don't have to depend on others' kindness. Okay, you don't have to depend on other people to determine your destiny. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, so they're stuck doing things that they don't want to do. And let me tell you, Warren Buffett is a guy that does not do anything that he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to hang out with people he doesn't want to hang out with. He owns his schedule, and he wants to hang out with the people that he is around. So that is key. Now, he's a very positive guy, and he says that if you were born in America today and you were decently intelligent and you landed on Earth in this time frame, you literally have won the lottery. So he's a very positive thinker, and he wants you to realize that if you were born a couple centuries ago, you would not have the same opportunity that you do today, or if you were born in a different country. So definitely keep that in mind when you're whining and complaining. 10th, he says, invest in yourself. He sees so much lost potential because people don't invest in themselves, that he wants people to take up public speaking. He said that one of the best investments he ever made was a Dale Carnegie class. Okay, so whether it be a Toastmasters or a Dale Carnegie or Napoleon Hill seminar or something that you can do, of course, reading as well, that's all ways that you can invest in yourself. Also, one of my favorite quotes from him is about habits. And it says, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." So if you can think about what habits that you have established daily that can really compound. I mean, obviously his reading habit is priceless. I mean, that's something that you can start today as well. So please comment below. Tell me how many hours a day that you read. He's packed full of information, so if you have some pieces of advice, I know I didn't mention the one that he always says, which is rule number 1 is don't lose money. Rule number 2 is don't forget about rule number 1. So, of course, I knew that one was going to be piped up there, so don't even mention that one because that's his most favorite quote. But I hope that you got a lot out of today's presentation. I had lots of fun researching it, and hope that you get around to reading lots of Warren Buffett books. All right, join you next time. Thanks. Bye.